Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful 31st December 2024. Last episode of 2024, ladies and gentlemen. It is New Year's Eve. What lies ahead for us, this country, North America, and for the Crusty podcast? All that and more coming up on the show. This episode, 326, New Year, new PM, and a better country? Question mark. Who knows? Time will tell. Viewer discretion and listener discretion is advised because I will swear, smoke cigarettes, make funny faces, and make some odd and funny noises. Stick around.
Hit it, sweetheart. Because I am hard, you will not like me.
Yes, sir.
There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally welcome.
From Western Canada, this is the Crusty Canuck podcast, a Canadian veteran's point of view on political, social, economic issues, and life. Here's Crusty.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. 2025 is almost upon us. 2024 will be a faded memory. Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. I hope you've all had a couple of good days. Happy New Year out there to all my new fans. I'm not celebrating just yet. I got to work tomorrow, so I got to be extra careful. So, just a reminder, too, if you like and hear what you see, click like, subscribe, share this podcast on other social media platforms. Do not be shy. If you're wondering what the stuff is around here, yes, I'm getting older and my facial hair is going white. Not that it's a bad thing. I might dye it later. I don't know. I'm going to grow my beard because we are now in the winter of discontent, my friends, my lovelies out there. Anyhow, if you like and hear what you see, click like, subscribe, share this content on all those social media platforms. Do not be shy. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up in the comments. Let me know how you feel, what's on your mind, and let's just see what lies ahead for us. So, I'm not going to add any major clips to this podcast this time. I'm having some issues with my sound here, too. I've had a couple of viewers talk about how their sound is different on their earphones, what have you. My soundboard's pretty basic. I try to keep the volumes minimal so you don't hear a clicking, clacking sound, all that, clack, 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 that kind of stuff. Anyhow, I'll do what I can for you. So in the meantime, just enjoy to the best of your ability. Don't be so picky, and just appreciate a guy like me speaking his mind, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, my predictions. We've had some issues. Of course, the PM, you've heard me ramble on the PM and about everybody else in his party, his unelected officials, his bureaucrats, and his unqualified personnel. Basically, in the news, he's failing. The PM is failing. Like I said, in the last episode, you had Dominic LeBlanc and Melanie Joly down at Mar-a-Lago trying to negotiate certain deals to make sure that 25% tariff doesn't come upon us. However, of course, they failed because mum's the word what's been going on. And of course, Justin was skiing. And of course, we also saw that famous little TikTok video where some BC lady told him to get that out, and so be it. So self-explanatory. We can tell that 2024 has not been a very, very good year for the Liberal brand. The Justin Liberal brand, and especially the woke brand, is starting to fail, which is good. Now, this wokeism has been a plague and a thorn in our sides and in our brains for a very, very long time. Okay. Now, if there's any social justice warriors watching and listening to this podcast right now, come a little closer to the microphone or your camera and listen very carefully to what I'm going to say to you. Okay? Get a fucking grip on your own life and take responsibility for your shit. Get it? Welcome to adulthood. Let's hope 2025 encourages adulthood. Okay? I don't care if you have a sense of humor. I don't care if it's dark, if it's dismal, if it's a little weird, a little creepy. As long as you make people laugh and you go out and seize the day, fantastic. Okay? And here's another thing I want to say to certain SJWs that encountered me on my thread feed. Okay? Ready? Listen carefully. Come close to the microphone or the camera if you need to. Just because someone disagrees with you doesn't mean they're part of any clan or that they're racist. Let's grow the fuck up. You know how that works? So regardless of what has happened to you in your life, regardless if someone said a bad word to you, okay, that doesn't mean people are gonna be out to get you and out to screw you around and set fire to your property or hurt you and your family, okay? 2024 taught us a lot about projection and how people have used that to rip off people of money, of respect, their jobs, careers, right? One of my episodes where that guy in the small town of Emo, Ontario was forced to pay a fine because he wouldn't put up a flag. So there's a lot of cry bullies out there. So let's hope 2025 where we actually fight back the cry bullies. Maybe kick some asses or two. We'll have to see, won't we? Revenge will be sweet, won't it? Right? But I don't want to get to violence, but it's getting to a point where people aren't going to be having too much of a choice, right? But let's not hope 2025. Let's hope 2025 is not one of violence and carnage. That's the last thing this country needs right now. That's the last thing you, my wonderful fan base out there, needs to see and hear. With all the crap going in the Middle East and the strife that's going on in Ukraine as we speak right now, we don't need the bullshit here in North America. My Canadian friends and fans, and my family, my American friends and fans and family down there, we don't need the shit, right? So let's fight for a better year for 2025. So like I put the title card there. Thank you once again to my friend Paul for putting that together. Paul and his wife, you guys are awesome. Well done, you too. In with the new. So, as the title says too, a new year, a new PM, and maybe a better country. We'll see. Okay. Now, people have always predicted every transition, every government's come and gone. There's been cuts here, cuts there. You got to cut this aside, cut that aside, all that other crap, and we get it. We know it. Now, here's my advice to you, Mr. Polyev, if you're watching, or anybody in the federal conservative caucus. Okay. If you're going to cut from the top, work your way down. Get rid of some offices that we don't need. Get rid of all these new ministries that Justin put together and cut some of the bureaucratic jobs that he put in place. You guys know about it. You've used it in talking points back and forth in question period. Cut there. Now take a look at the leadership in our military. How many generals have had 30 plus years in? Cut that out. How many bureaucrats have sat in our military boards and have had 25 to 30 years in? Cut those out too, and their staff as well. Okay? There's a healthy start right there. That way you don't screw up certain programs that people do rely on, and that way certain social justice warriors might be a bit happier, right? Oh, thank you. Happy New Year, winkers. That's just my suggestion, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So, any federal conservatives who are watching this, take my advice. In order to save the milk, you gotta cut the cream, okay? Right back after this.
Stay updated and follow Crusty Canuck on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, YouTube, and Podbean. Subscribe today and donate at crustycanuck.ca.
And you're back, ladies and gentlemen, to the New Year's Eve episode of the Crusty Canuck Podcast, episode 326. New year, a new PM, and a better country, question mark. Happy New Year, everybody. I'm your host, Crusty Canuck. Once again, if you like it here to see, click like, subscribe, share this content on all of your social media platforms too. Do not be shy. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. If you see this on the tube, on Rumble, or anywhere else, give me a comment. Share this all over the place. Help us Canucks get our algorithm out there to let people know. People know that Canadians count too, even though we have an embarrassing man as a prime minister and an embarrassing caucus. They're called the Liberals. The Canadian people are pretty fucking cool. Don't you agree? Because they're worth fighting for, ladies and gentlemen. I spent 20 years being a soldier and fighting for Canada. And there's still members today that are still giving their all. So give them a hats off and think of them this New Year's too. And to my allies and to my friends out there, you guys matter just as much. So let's do our best to make 2025 a fucking memorable one and make it good for everybody to the best of our abilities. Okay. So I don't really have a proper poll here to show you, but here's an insight. And this comes from Angus Reid from yesterday. Uh, this is the projection that's going to happen. Election is called roughly soon. So 241 seats for the Conservatives, 58 seats to Les Blocs Québécois, and 36 seats to Jagmeet Singh and his Rolex and Maserati Marxists, and maybe 6 seats to Justin Trudeau. And of course, Elizabeth May there, Miss Alcoholic. Give me some Ryan Ginger. Omar Kadar is such a great man. Bah. Right? She'll have 0. Not that she matters anyway. She's just taking up space. Right? But that's self explanatory, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have all the time and effort right now to put in a proper poll. But CTV, even this afternoon when I got home from work, what they were talking about, that Justin's up 21%. Excuse me, or he's sitting at 21%, and it's more like 16%, according to my friends at Northern Perspective. Ryan and Tanya, they do better. They do a better job than a lot of the legacy media, ladies and gentlemen. So they know exactly what they're talking about because they actually sit and they put together, the proper notes and they do the proper mathematics. Not like the wankers at the CRA, eh? You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Cubicle paradise, right? Anyway, make a long story short, it doesn't look good. So if it was up to me, I would call an election right away. Who cares who's going to be affected? You know, um, the politicians represent us. We don't represent them. You know what I mean? That's the way it always is. It's the way it should be. That's the way it should stay. Right. So, anyhow, before I ramble on even more to my next predictions, I just want to wish everyone a happy new year too. Before I get a little too deep. And I wish the best for everybody out there, and I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas, and I hope your dreams come true in 2025, okay? I will carry on with this episode. Some of my predictions will be I think there's gonna be a fight coming one way or the other. I'm not sure at what scale or what volume, but, us Canucks, I think some of us are gonna have to stand our ground, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have to stand our ground one way or the other, right? This whole thing with, the gun debacle in regards to what the federal government wants us to keep, what we're not allowed to keep, and how they're gonna round everything up and, give 22s to the Ukraines. Oh my god, 22s, eh? It just goes to show the logic of some of these leaders and their spectrums when it comes to world affairs, right? Oh, yes. Some people's kids, right? But, I'm actually kind of optimistic about 2025. Because regardless of how you feel about the Justin brand or the Polyev brand or the Yves Blanchette brand or Jagmeet Singh's Rolex Marxist brand, um, I think good things would be coming to our country once again. I think we'll be able to uh, be well respected around the globe. Not just the old mantra of the peacekeeping and Canada's so nice. We're still a nice country, ladies and gentlemen. Don't give it up just yet. We're still decent people. We still care about our neighbors and our friends. And we do care about our national identity, okay? You see that flag behind me there, you know, over my, right shoulder there. That's something worth fighting for. The flag in the middle, represents a country that helped invent this country, believe it or not. Now, I don't have a French flag, present, but they helped too. Created 2 cultures that lived side by side for many, many years. And regardless of the history and what you know about the history or even the so-called new woke history, there's still a hell of a lot to be proud of this nation, right? We can't dissect and destroy history based on the psychology of then, mixed with our psychology of now, okay? And we should look at some of our leaders over the years and how much success they encouraged and how much pride and how much discipline they encouraged and how much respect they encouraged, okay? And yet our continent has been one of certain racism and certain prejudices, but reflect on this generation, especially Gen Xers and some millennials too. We weren't raised to be bigots. We weren't raised to be misogynists. We weren't raised to be assholes, right? You back us in a corner, we'd push back. Sometimes we submit, sometimes we fight back. Needless to say, we stood our effing grounds. Now I'm seeing too many cry bullies. So stop with the cry bullies. Start fighting back with the cry bullies. Put them in their place. We can do that with words, or we can do it with fists. Either or. I'm not encouraging violence, though. but sometimes you just gotta spank little Billy for being out of line, right? That's simple. In the same sense, let's look forward to actually getting a new prime minister. Let's look forward to getting somebody new in the office, calling the shots. And hopefully you'll have qualified people who will look after the defense portfolio, qualified people looking after the finance portfolio, the immigration portfolio, right? The fisheries, the mining, the ministries, or correction, the forests, and the mines, and the resources. Yes, all the important portfolios. And let's get the backbenchers involved too. See, what drives me nuts is that a lot of Ontario Liberal MPs and Atlantic MPs now are standing up saying, "Justin resign, Justin resign." Once again, I will ask you lot, if you happen to be watching, why didn't you do something before, eh? Hmm? Why didn't you take a stand before when he was gouging the working class people, right? Because Justin kept saying, "Oh, we're gonna fight for the middle class and those who are trying to be part of it." And yet you sat in your asses for 9 years and watched the middle class go to shit. What was done? What'd you do about it? Oh, just sat there and blew hot air, right? Like a bunch of turds. That's all you did. And now you're desperate to get rid of him because, some of yous might lose your jobs. But based on that statistic I just showed you, ladies and gentlemen, I think a good chunk of yous are gonna lose your seats anyway, because when you fail to act to do something, it proves where you stand, right? So your party has proven that you're not worth the time nor the effort because you just showed the rest of us Canadians you really don't fucking care.
Stay updated and follow Crusty Canuck on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, YouTube, and Podbean. Subscribe today and donate at crustycanuck.ca.
And you're back, ladies and gentlemen, to the another episode of the Crusty Podcast, episode 326, the last one of 2024. Oh my God, what we're gonna do? We're gonna have to wait a couple more days to get another episode up and running. Anyway, thank you out there to Anne who sent me $5 in the Buy Me Coffee app. Thank you very much, Anne. You are a wonderful human being. Thank you very much. You're awesome. If you want to donate, ladies and gentlemen, please consider donating. You'll see links in my description where you can donate to. If you give a consistent $3 a month, you're entered to win a free T-shirt from my shop. If you give a consistent $10 a month, you are automatically entered to win a cap and a T-shirt from my shop too. So it's kind of a win-win. Enter as many times as you want, however it is, and then let's say next year at the end of January, I will announce a winner if you give, and then I'll mail you your free item, depending on what you give, ladies and gentlemen. So it's a win-win situation. You help me, and then you help yourself to win some Crusty Canuck swagger too. Or if you just want to check out the shop, link to my store is in the description as well, too, ladies and gentlemen. I might be changing stores sometime in the future. I don't know. I just got to try to find a good place that will actually design my brand, give me what I would like to give to you, my wonderful fans out there. So don't hesitate. Check out all the items in my description, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, carrying on this episode, a new year, a new PM, and better country. So let's hope for better country, ladies and gentlemen, right? And let's not stand for all this cry bully bullshit. Enough of it. Enough of it, right? We've had a couple of rough years, especially during the pandemic years with the finger wagging, finger pointing, and the projections and the conjections and all the BS. Let's start demanding better treatment. If it means that we don't file certain paperwork come the spring, so be it. If it means that there's another protest that needs to be done, so be it. If it means that we should stand on guard for thee, because all thy sons command, so be it. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. It's that simple, and it's time we take our stand and do it right and do it for the people that matter in this country, all of us. Right? Anyway, I'm not going to ramble on any further. It's New Year's Eve. I've got some extra chores to do around the house here too, but I just want to touch base with you all out there and let you know to have a happy New Year. I hope nothing but great things for you all. And just a reminder too, if you like to hear to see, click like, subscribe, share this content all around. Like I said, there'll be some changes coming in the future of the podcast too. Like I said, I've created a couple of characters, so they'll be in some segues in between every episode sometime. I hope you enjoy them. I had fun putting them together and creating them and creating their backstories and everything like that too. Um, I'm not going to include any songs in this episode too. I just never really had time to really think about it. However, you know, think of your favorite music. Sit back with a glass of wine or a beer. If you're going out tonight, don't drink and drive, ladies and gentlemen. Please be safe out there. Be logical and be sincere, and do your best just to be decent and kind. I know sometimes fights break out in these situations. Just don't be a dick. Don't be a douche. Just carry on and have a good time, and just pay attention to the things that matter. You know what I mean? I know I ramble about this country, but I love my country, and I love all of you. I want you all to be happy too. And, I just noticed in my stats from Podbean too, I'm getting a few more downloads from Britain. So thank you to my friends in Britain. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome. Uh, and keep up the good fight, ladies and gentlemen. Don't hesitate. Just just be real and do what's right for you and yours. Okay? And have a good time tonight. Like I said, don't cause any crap. Have a few drinks, party, laugh it up, and let's just appreciate what we have and what we can gain. Hard work, dedication, all that good stuff, and keep a level head. You know, we will find light in this manufactured darkness. You know, and we will prevail. I guarantee it. Anyway, I have been Crusty Canuck on this beautiful New Year's Eve of December 31st, 2024. I wish good things for you all. Do the best you can with what you got. Help your neighbors out in these trying times. In my area, it's going to be colder tonight, so don't forget to plug in your cars. Put your wipers up just in case it snows, and just soldier on, ladies and gentlemen. Just soldier on the best of your ability. And like I always say, humanity and merit wins the day. Take care, everybody, and I want you to have the happiest of New Year's. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Hit it, sweetheart. Because I am hard, you will not like me. Yes, sir. There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worth.
This has been another episode of the Crusty Canuck podcast. Stay sane and thank you for listening. From Western Canada, this is the Crusty Canuck podcast.
Where's the champagne? Where's the champagne?